Hey, what's up guys, it's Red here, and today I'm going to start a new series outside the face stuff, and as the title suggests, it's about the etymology of weapons and items in Fire Emblem. I might even do it for other games, but today I'll be talking about Fire Emblem's most used and iconic weapon, the logo used for those annoying, bad, overrepresented characters in Smash, aka the best characters in Smash, that are from Fire Emblem, the Falchion. Who are you? I'm Marth. I wield the Falchion. What kind of fool do you take me for? He wields the Falchion, they wield the Falchion, you wield the Falchion, I wield the Falchion! Are there any other Falchion wielders I should know about?
I'm Itsuki.
I'm out of here. First, I'll start with the etymology of the Falchion, and then I'll talk about the Falchion's appearance in the games. Now, the games might set an expectation that the Falchion in the real world is a legendary blade like Arthur's Excalibur or Susanoo's Ame no Murakumo no Tsurugi. The Falchion, or Falchions in this case, are just a type of sword made from the 13th to 16th centuries. While the design of the Falchions were different throughout Europe, Falchions are typically one-handed, single-edged swords. Originating in France, Falchions became a popular type of sword that frequently appeared in art during that time period. However, there are less than 30 confirmed surviving Falchions from the medieval period, which is insane because of the multitude of surviving swords of other types. And while depictions of the Falchions are shown to be used by common infantry, that might not be the case as surviving ones display high levels of craftsmanship and belong to nobility. And, as stated before, Falchions were single-edged swords, but in Fire Emblem, they are depicted as double-edged swords, which are the types of blades that were most commonly found during the medieval ages. So that was the etymology of the Falchions in our world. Let's start with the Archanean / Ylissian Falchion. The Falchion was forged from one of the Fangs of Naga, the leader of the divine dragons and deity to those in Archaea. Goto, the White Sage and Divine Dragon, gave the Falchion to Anri, who defeated Medius and founded the Kingdom of Altea. The Falchion was passed down, then stolen by Garneth, and once Garneth was defeated by the next wielder, Marth being the protagonist of the first game, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, and the third game, Mystery of the Emblem, and the remix, of course, it was used to defeat the revived Shadow Dragon Medius once again. That Falchion was passed down to Marth's descendants. The blade, as explained by Owain and Lucina's support, had its hilts, as the blade doesn't rust or dull, break, and the blade had reforgings, causing it to change looks and look like the one from Awakening, which is why Chrom and Lucina's Falchion looks different compared to Marth's. And in Awakening, there are two Falchions. Lucina, who is the daughter of Chrom, came from an alternate future, bringing her Falchion with her, and it being called a parallel Falchion as an in-game item. Chrom's Falchion doesn't just stay the same, as it gets upgraded into the Exalted Falchion, the Falchion at its peak, to defeat the Fell Dragon, whose human form looks suspiciously like Robin. And that's the last we see of the Archanean / Ylissian Falchion. Well, other than in Fire Emblem Heroes, in spin-offs, or in Smash Bros. The next Falchion, and last true Falchion, is the Valentian Falchion. It was also made from one of Naga's fangs, but it was created for the Divine Dragon siblings Duma and Mila, and was the first Falchion made. It was made in case either Duma and Mila became degenerated dragons, aka insane or unable to be reasoned with, which Duma took to Valentia after he was banished and Mila left with him. Valentia is another continent that is near Archaea. Eventually, Mila went crazy and Duma gave the blade to humans to seal Mila. It sealed Mila, but the blade was sealed by Mila from humanity as well and was given the ability to slay the monsters that would be created by Duma. Eventually, a human and future king of Valentia, Alm, came to Mila and Mila granted him the Falchion, which Alm used to slay Duma after he became another degenerated dragon. And after the events of Gaiden and its remake, Shadows of Valentia, which the game's Alm is the protagonist of, the Valentian Falchion had no other known users. Nobody, not even the royalty of Alm, which Valentia's name was changed in honor of Alm. It just disappeared and it will probably never appear again other than in Fate or other spin-offs. Now, the final Falchions aren't true Falchions, as they're from the Fire Emblem X Shin Megami Tensei crossover game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. They're the only Falchions without any lore. I mean Mirage Crom's first weapon for his user slash Mirage Master, Itsuki Aoi, the protagonist of Tokyo Mirage Sessions. And in TMS, you have different weapons that give you different skills as they level up. And the Falchion, or Mirage Falchion, is the first one you get, and the weakest. However, there are other Falchion, like the Exalted Falchion, which makes sense given that it's Chrom's Falchion, and Chrom is Itsuki's Mirage, and it's just one that you could craft. It's not important, but it is a strong one. The final Falchion is the True Sword Falchion, or True Falchion. It is obtained in Tokyo Mirage Sessions New Game Plus by beating Legend rank of Arena. However, it doesn't make Itsuki any less of a lord, like Chrom or Marth. In fact, Itsuki had to face the Shadow Dragon Medius, who was slain by Marth in the TMS universe and got revived. So Itsuki went through the Opera of Light, channeled the power of Marth, and became one, or Super Saiyan God Blue Itsuki, to stop Medius. While the Falchions I have explained have appeared in other games like Fire Emblem Heroes, Fate, and most recently, Engage, that doesn't make their lore any different, as they are the same blades, and in Engage's case, just slightly different looking blades. So that was the etymology of the Falchion in our world, and in Fire Emblems. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I plan on making more videos of this kind, hopefully once a week. I'll start off with the main weapons of the other Lords of Fire Emblem, though some are going to be too short, so I'll be bunching them up in one video. I'll also make a video about the Fire Emblems in the games. Yes, there are tangible in-game Fire Emblems. Then I'll go back to do other special weapons as well, like I said, do for some other video games. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe. If you do, I might actually be able to buy a better mic. So yeah, thanks for watching.